It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back. I wanted to give my thoughts on a video that's suggested by one of you guys, so shout out to Sinoval, I think it is. Or is it Ken Oval? I don't know. But hopefully I didn't butcher your name, but appreciate the suggestion. And the video in question was Jin's finding the fun in Dead by Daylight again. Now I went over the video briefly, but I wanted to actually just kind of give my overall thoughts on the video, and if you want to actually like watch it, I'll link it in the description. But I wanted to talk about the sort of concepts that were being displayed in that video, because it had a lot to do with essentially finding the fun again, trying to understand the other side in that sense, trying to sort of step into the shoes of the other side and trying to sort of mitigate the us versus them perspective, kind of give different sort of sides to the discussion. Now obviously it's a good thing, it's a positive thing to be able to do that, and I do agree with a lot of the points that were being sort of stated in the video, because it had a lot to do with like a lot of like both sides will feel helpless at times, both sides will have moments where they just have like a lot of good games and one bad game, and that one bad game they will carry that for like the rest of the day, and they will think like overall their experience with the game was bad when it was just one bad match. And those things remain true. Now my focus really comes with, because like obviously there's two levels to it. Like if you can you can either look at my perspective where it's like, sure, you can have one bad game, but if every time I log in my one bad game is the first game I play, I'm probably just gonna close the game and not play it after that. And that probably is from burnout, that probably is from just how long I've been playing the game. But the thing is that I understand what's happening with this game. I understand fully well like that my hours played, my experience, my knowledge, my everything that I put into this game means nothing to anybody. And what I mean by that is that devs don't really care about how much time you played or how much money you've spent, because they're more interested in the casual player. They're more interested in the fresh install survivor, basically, that is going to spend money on all their cosmetics. That's what they're mainly focused on, because survivor players in general are going to make way more money than a killer will. That is just how it goes, because survivors are all identical skeletons with different skins on, versus a killer, which is a brand new character with brand new abilities and brand new things to learn every single time. So of course, like, that's just going to be the main thing that's going to be the easiest for them to create, the easiest of them for them to monetize and stuff like that. And I understand that as a killer player, I'm just not, like, my input is irrelevant, my time played is irrelevant in a match, because with all the hand-holding updates, none of my knowledge applies, because Timmy No Thumbs can shift W pre-drop and then press spacebar for more pallets galore. So I understand that as a killer player myself, that I don't matter. And I can appreciate Jin's video. I can appreciate and understand, like, yo, like, that makes sense. We should be doing that. We should be looking at the bright side and understanding that, like, if we're not having a good time, to get off the game. If we're not enjoying our experience, get off the game. Try to see it from the other side. Like, both sides have that thing, and I don't disagree with that at all. I completely agree with that. I just think that a majority of the community doesn't agree with that. I think that a majority of players on Survivor don't agree with that. They rage queue like crazy. They will throw like crazy. They will disconnect like crazy. Bitch and complain and beg for these nerfs that don't need to happen. And I will have to say, of course, there are plenty of entitled killer players probably out there. I just don't see them very often. Like, they just are not as vocal, or maybe they're not that many. I don't know. I don't ever find them that much. I don't know. I just haven't been able to find any. I've tried to look for it. I just can't find it. But regardless, the fact of the matter is that this DVD community is rotted from within, right? It's completely rotted from within. There's a bunch of people that are part of this community that only live to offer negativity and live to bring everybody down. And like I was saying, like, I agree with Jin. Like I appreciate the video's existence. I appreciate the points that are trying to be presented because I understand it. But the fact of the matter is that despite those things being true, my opinion is still going to remain the same because of the fact that we still have data to prove what we're saying. We still have evidence to prove what we're saying. We still have historical evidence in that sense, like from what behavior has done and what behavior continues to do, that they favor a particular side for various reasons. And so, of course, like as a killer player, I already understand that like I'm not valuable to them. I'm not important to them. I'm not going to matter in the grand scheme of things because my opinion is only one voice versus four complaining about the same thing because they gaslight each other and, you know, huffs each other's stuff to basically have that opinion, to blindly agree with each other, misinform each other, have no idea what the hell they're talking about. So that's just my issue with the DBD community moreover, right? And that's just a greater issue that I've been talking about for quite some time, and that's just my overall thoughts, right? But yeah, I mean, touching back on what Jin was also saying, like to get off the game when you're not having a good time, and that Jin also tilts quite a bit when playing the game as well. The game is designed to kind of get you salty. It is. Maybe more so for the killers, but still. It's still designed in a way to get you frustrated. It's designed in a way that it doesn't even reward you for winning anyway. You get nothing for winning. You get nothing. And once I understood that, I think everything sort of fell apart for me as a player. Because as you guys probably know, like, and I'll touch on a couple different points in a moment, but you guys know, like, who have been keeping up with the channel, you already know that I was very win focused when playing this game. I picked Ghostface, that was my main. And I've been retired him, of course, because why should I play a low-tier killer with the current state of the game? It's just going to ask for a recipe for a bad time. But regardless, you guys know that I've been focusing on getting wins as long as I've been playing the game. And ever since I started really getting into Rivals is when I really started to open my eyes. You know, reality is but an illusion. I started to really see the reality for what it truly was. And I started to understand that when I play Rivals and there's a ranked mode, I actually get something in return. Like I actually am able to not only get bragging rights, but I get a nice reward at the end for doing well. I get a nice little skin for doing my placement matches and reaching gold, or I can get you know, a nice frame or even 2 frames, or even like this little badge I can use on my thing to show like, hey, look, I got there. I got to that rank. I actually got there, right? I got on that game and I understood that like the more that I played my character, the better and better I got. And that knowledge applied to the match I was playing. It mattered how well I was at my mains. It made an impact on the match with how good I was. I got rewarded with proficiency bonuses, right? Like in that sense, like I got this like new name tag for my card, or like I got this new like portrait for my character as well, like that I can showcase to everyone in the lobby that, yeah, I'm about that. Like I main this guy, I'm that good, like in that sense. Like I've gotten to that level, right? And I've gotten a badge to match, right? Like to put it on there as well. Like I'm being rewarded for doing well with my character in that sense. That's something that DBD doesn't have. That's something that DBD has nothing of, actually. They just recently added in those little like portrait thingies. But it doesn't mean anything because nobody's going to see it until the very end. And then it really allowed me to realize that me winning in this game means nothing. My knowledge of this game means nothing. My hours mean nothing because the casuals are still going to just outperform you, and because of perk value, because of just palette density, because of this map size, because of this. I mean, even in the gameplay in the background is Hillbilly on Larry's. Like I'm getting not only a slinger that's just inexperienced, but I'm playing a character in an indoor close range map with a saw. Like I have no choice but to M1 a majority of the time. So in that sense, I sit there and I say, you know, at the end of the day, it's not my fault. At the end of the day, my knowledge means nothing. At the end of the day, winning means nothing in this game. Fun does not exist in this game because of the way it's designed. And I earn nothing for doing well. on top of the mechanics that are in place that are just completely hand-holding a certain side. And at that point is when I really realized like the error of my ways in that sense. And where I started to learn that I deeply enjoy playing Rivals because of that. It's so much fun, and I always go back to it because it's just that fun to be able to know that my experience and knowledge matters. So all of that really to say is that this is why I've been moving on to playing other games on my streams, as you guys know. This is why I've been moving on to creating other channels to focus on other content like Rivals, like Siege, or like other games in general that I can talk about what I like about those games or whatever have you, because at the end of the day, those games will actually value my time, will actually value my experience, and actually value the things that I put in, you know, compared to DBD, where my hours mean nothing because the casual needs to get free wins. My knowledge means nothing because, oh, we need to make sure that the Survivor players are constantly winning. My knowledge doesn't matter because we need to make sure that everything is weak on killer. My knowledge doesn't matter because we are so hyper focused on destroying the experience for the players, apparently. Now, that's not even to say that, oh, it's just Survivor players that are getting, you know, rather killer players that are just getting the downsides of this game. I mean, Survivor players are too, right? Because even casual players of Survivor who are not trying to run meta are still going to get steamrolled by players that are running meta in that sense, because they're going against players that are trying to sweat, because they're going against people who are sweating. So there's a good chunk of the community that's causing this endless cycle. There's the side that is sweating, and then they have the other side that responds to the sweating, that ends into an endless cycle of sweat that allows for everybody to be like, yo, this is not fun anymore. Because I've heard about it from different creators that talk about their community are casual players that are just like new to the game, or they're just not really trying to use meta or sweat, or they don't know what they're doing, and they're getting tunneled. To them, tunneling is this crazy villain, like they can't handle it. And it's like their lack of experience is already screwing them over. Behavior trying to cater to that is now screwing over everyone else's experience that are, you know, playing killer, for example. The 15-second endurances, the extra time on hook, and all this other stuff. All of that bleeds into everything else. Everybody's having a shit time in their own way. So that's why I've been saying, like, why are we not pushing this game into a direction where it's more scary by removing a lot of these information from the survivors so that it becomes scary? Lower the lighting, take out the terror radius, start adding some jump scares, like start adding something scary, bring the horror back. That's where we started. Like, this is where the game is coming from. Like, why are we not focusing on more scary stuff? But just to briefly touch back on Jin's video, I completely agree with Jin, what Jin is saying. It's a great video. It covers a lot of different things, and it talks about the different issues that people can, and sort of solutions for those things too. And I think that's great. I think that that's wonderful that we have creators trying to promote positivity and trying to help people out and trying to focus on the positives that do come from this horrible ass game. I will say that much. At the very least, I will say that much. Because Jin's right. You should not be taking the game so freaking seriously, because the wins don't even matter anyway. As a killer player, you're designed to lose regardless. Like, they are designing the game so that you will always lose. You're literally just a part of the haunted house experience where you go, oh, scared ya, and then you just kind of step out. Like, you're not important. You're not actually a threat. You're not actually going to be scary in that sense, or to be feared. You're there to be the party clown for the birthday party. You're not there to actually provide anything beyond that. So yes, take the game less seriously on both sides. Start trying to actually enjoy the game, because that's what a game is for, is to enjoy it. You're there to experience something. But that's mainly it. I mean, it's a bit of a rant. I want to know what you guys think, of course, in the comment section. Become a member on YouTube or Patreon for exclusive content, perks, or even subbing on Twitch. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Cargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.